there are some evidences that we are in Sesshin. And some evidences that I've seen in Doksan room, that people are working hard. People are working, practicing. So this is 4th day, and everything is possible. It's just important not to lose your practice at this point. But give it all you have. We still have few rounds of Sesshin before session ends. Quite a few. There are always some difficulties when we do this practice. Different times, different people are facing almost unbearable situations. And we try to escape those unbearable situations by starting complain or remembering some past events or fantasizing something that one day we hope will come. Or we fantasize something which is more close, but it's still fantasy. We might fantasize enlightenment, something that will soon happen if I practice hard. But even that is unnecessary dream. We don't need to fantasize anything. Our fantasies never will compete with this very place. But seeing this very place through one's, let's say, small self, through the separate self, this very moment, this very meeting, this very place does not seem to be that interesting when seen through this so-called ego, I, me, myself. Because this very place where you are, where we all are, hardly never will be the place where this I, me, myself, ego wants to be. Because there's always some things that could be changed. So it's never perfect. There may be few moments when you are lying on a beach, if you like that. You have a fresh drink and cool breeze and water is warm and you have a holiday. You don't need to think about work or Zen practice or that would be lovely to go sometime. But even more lovely would be here, without experiencing that moment through this I, me, myself lens. We all know how easily or automatically, or actually we don't know even, we just acting like we are kind of autopilots. It is like this, we talked before Sesshin, coffee tea break, and now I really don't remember how it is in English, this specific disease, but we talked about some awful, strange, weird sicknesses that some animals are having. And this one was, and those ants, ants in somewhere not in Finland. Those ants, and then there is this, it's not, what is it called in English? It's not swamp. Swamp? Mushroom. A sort of mushroom. Oh. Fungus. And it somehow gets into this animal's brain. This little ant gets infected by it. And then when it is in its brain, it starts to organize or kind of, it's a virus, like a computer virus almost. It reprograms the brain of the ant, which is quite amazing. So what happens, this ant becomes zombie and just starts to act the way this virus wants. So this ant will climb up the high place in some high tree, as high up as is possible, and then stops there. And then at some point, one afternoon, its skull will broke out open, and this mushroom will come out. And then this mushroom will spread its those, whatever they are in English.
Spores.
Yes, something like that. Will spread all over the forest ground. Large area because it's so high up there when skull breaks open. And of course this infection will affect again several ants. So in some sense, I think this I, me, myself is a little bit like that mushroom that takes our brain and we climb up high place, I, me, myself place, and then our skull will crack open and we deliver these wonderful ideas of being separate self. And everyone is contaminated. So it's a serious illness in one way. We become zombies. We can't act freely. But this virus, I, me, myself virus is directing our path. It takes us where we don't want to go. We say things we don't want to say. We do things we don't want to do. But those things we would like to do, we won't. Because this virus is inhabiting our brain. And there is only one medicine, and it is Zazen practice. as Hakuin Zenzi puts it. This virus gets scared when we do Zazen and starts to act even more fiercely. And of course, for us, it's very difficult to take that. And we most of the time we sit there as zombies. But it is curable, after all. This virus wants to get all attention there is. And this virus takes selfies. Whatever happens, if there is a little bird singing on the tree, like now in spring, then this virus will be there also and takes this selfie where its face is in the middle of the picture. And then some unfocused feather ball is there hanging from the branch. And the bird, the picture is called The Song of the Bird. So, what can we do? Get a better phone, better pictures. So we have choose to taking this bitter medicine called Zazen practice. And thanks for those that have done this before us. We can trust, we can listen there when they say that it works, and they will help us. There is this actually I will read first the commentary, Mumonkan, case 35, Sei and her soul separated. I won't get into the main thing, but there is simple a story where a woman kind of has two me's, two me myselfs. The one is a ghost, and the one is perhaps the real one. But the problem is which one is the real. And that's the koan. And the commentary from this koan goes like this. If you realize the one, you will know that we pass from one husk to another like travelers stopping at an inn. But if this is not yet clear, do not rush about wildly. When earth, water, fire, and air suddenly separate, you will be like a crab struggling in boiling water with its 7 arms and 8 legs. Don't say I didn't warn you. So that's where the virus will take us. widely we will move our 8 arms, or 8 legs and 7 arms in a boiling water. And we take 8, 7 selfies quickly. We have so many faces, so many masks, and we rush around wildly with those masks, putting on, placed on our face. But what is the real one? Is there a real face somewhere? What were your face before your parents were born? What was that face? The one koan I was going to say something or introduce here, or the person, or the koan. See how it gets, because I have a little bit. These my notes are not very clear. But the reason I choose to talk about this koan is what it is dealing about, and it's exactly dealing about this situation when the mushroom has taken over your brain and you are so sick of it, you don't want to have it anymore. You don't know what is what, but you just want to get rid of that illness. You don't know what the heck is the truth, but you would like to know. You would like to have peace of mind. You just would like to rest here where you are. First time in your life you think you would like to just be at peace. Nothing else. Don't need to be anything fancy or gorgeous, anything spectacular, but just at peace. You've been running wildly here and there, and it's been fun time to time, but doesn't work anymore. And in this particular case, koan case, we have 2 famous figures from the past. One is Bodhidharma, and perhaps few words or several words about a little bit of his situation in Zen. So Bodhidharma is in Zen something that it has special place, let's say so, on the podium. He's a famous ancestor in Zen, sometimes called he's the first Chinese patriarch. And so many stories are related to his legend. But the one thing is important, that he came to China and he couldn't find suitable students to whom you could teach the practice that he had learned from his teacher. He simply couldn't meet anyone who was capable enough. He met a lot of Buddhists for sure, because Buddhism was already then there. It is said that he arrived to China around 520. And there are many events where he meets different folks. Those encounters are also koans sometimes. And then he settles. He end up to Shorinji temple. I think that's same than Shaolin. And there he will sit in the mountain cave, because he doesn't practice with those monks in Shorinji, but he will find a little cave up in the mountain and will sat there like 9 years facing the wall. Another kind of mushroom. Or tick. Just waiting there when the victim comes. And then the victim will come one day. And that's the koan. But he's sitting there 9 years just facing the wall. And that's why we sit facing the wall. And then one day, and it's told that it is a snowy day. Some sources will even tell us that it was the evening of December 9th. This is of course not really recorded anywhere. And it's been snowing heavily, and then there is this man standing there and asking guidance. But this Bodhidharma just sits facing the wall, doesn't pay too much attention. But because the snow is snowing and he still stands there, and it's that one night goes by, and Bodhidharma will notice that this person is still standing there, waiting, permission to enter the room. So he must feel quite exhausted at this point. Snow is up to his knees, and then this master, this Bodhidharma, gets a bit, becomes more friendly. He's asking, what are you seeking? And this man, in his tears, tells that, I beg you, master, with your compassion, he prays that, could you open the gate of Dharma and save all of us beings. And then this master says, the incomparable truth of the Buddhas can only be attained by eternally striving, practicing what cannot be practiced, and bearing the unbearable. How can you, with your little virtue, little wisdom, and with your easy and conceited mind, dare to aspire to attain the true teaching? It's only so much labor lost. So that is his welcoming speech to this man who's been standing there in his tears 2 days in the snow. So he's really testing. Are you really willing to do the work? And what happens next is quite famous and not suitable under 16 years old or sensitive people. And what happens is that the man actually cuts off his arm. and places it in front of the Bodhidharma. And says, and your disciple's mind is not yet at peace. I beg you, my teacher, please give it peace. So he proves that he's ready. He's ready to work the work. And Bodhidharma, for sure, now he gets interested, this person. And tells him, bring your mind here, and I will set it at rest. So the problem you have, so the mind that is not at peace. If you show it to me, if you truly show it to me, if you show that damn virus, so one of those selfies that it took, then I will give it rest. And then we know that we don't know how long, or is it already so that he has done all he possibly can. We don't know how long it takes when he comes next time to see the Bodhidharma. But what he says is that I've searched for that mind, but I cannot find it. And now he truly has done the work. He has done everything that he possibly can in order to find this damn mind that is unrest. But he cannot find it. That's the problem now. He could get it fixed if he could only bring it to Bodhidharma. Now there is this repairman who would fix it, but this time I can't find it. He has made a huge long journey up to the mountain to finally, and has also cut off his arm. And then he doesn't find it. That was broken. It's like that you have forgotten something at home on your desk, and you have traveled around the world to take it there, and then, oh shit, I left it at home. But no, he doesn't have it. And Bodhidharma says, then I have put it to rest. And that's what Bodhidharma says. He basically says that, yes, you cannot find it because it's not there. You have tried so hard to do something that is not possible, that it's useless. Sorry to tell you, but it wasn't very wise to cut off your arm. But that's what we do. And that's what we have to sadly so do. Not cut off arms, but we have to give all we have in the sense of searching the truth. And it's of course not only Zen, it's all religions or traditions that people have through the millenniums or kalpas or whatever times trying to search the truth or the peace, happiness, deeper happiness or so. It's always been trouble. So he was, at that point when he started to practice with Bodhidharma, he was already middle-aged. He had studied a huge amount of literature. He knew everything. I mean, he knew a lot of things about Buddhism, but that didn't help after all. So only that was missing was his personal experience. He probably knew in theory that there is no such thing than mind to be found outside somewhere, but he hadn't experienced it firsthand. And only this first-hand experience that only you can do, only you can accomplish it. It's only you who can see it for yourself. That's the only thing that will kill the virus. Nothing else less than that works. There is some Christian, and this is, I'm now quoting Shibayama Senkeroshi, who is quoting in his turn this Western theologian. And this Christian theologian says, "You who have not spent sleepless nights in suffering and tears, who do not know the experience of being unable to swallow even a piece of bread, the grace of God will never reach you." It is so that it doesn't come like for easy. It is a real struggle. We are lost in this fight. We don't know where is up, where is down. We don't know. But we continue. One Zen master says something like this after his struggle. "For years I suffered in snow and frost." Actually, he's kind of now putting himself in the place of Huike or Eka, this man that we were now talking, who cut off his arms. "For years I suffered in snow and frost. Now I am a starlet at willows falling." So now he's so sensitive nowadays. Before he could take a big piece of hardship, but not anymore needed. And there is also, I think it's quite beautiful little poem that deals with this, or extremely beautiful in a way, this that describes the practice that Huike went through. "The snow of Shorin is stained crimson. Let us dye our heart with it, humble though it may be." We all are sharing it together, this snow-stained crimson. It's not only one person separated that is doing this fight. We all are together doing this, going through hardships. And as Huike begged, when he was begging, when they first met, he didn't pray that, help me. At this point he didn't think about himself anymore. Maybe he didn't know he was existing anymore. He was just wanted to get rid of the pain. He was praying that help all of us. And that's the Bodhisattva spirit, which will come automatically when we proceed the path. We don't have to think that we are good people if we are helping each other. Actually, I don't think we will have choice. And we don't want to have any other choice than that the day when we see it. So I hope this will encourage us not to be afraid that this work is sometimes unbearable, almost. So many before us been walking this path, walking through impossible, unbearable hindrances, passing through, practicing something that is you cannot practice, and still they've done it. Because we have done good work here. There's a lot of yoriki power. People have a good concentration. We can continue from here. And we can break through any barrier in that matter. And only where we are breaking through, it's nothing other than this. May all beings attain the Buddha way.